Today, we're diving into incredible stories where money meets madness, history, and luck. Let's dive in. 1. The $2 billion rat problem. In the late 1980s, the Medelin cartel was generating so much cash that their biggest problem wasn't the police, it was storage. According to Roberto Escobar, Pablo's older brother and the cartel's official accountant, the logistics of physical money became a nightmare. Roberto, who detailed these accounts in his book The Accountant's Story, revealed that the cartel spent an incredible $2,500 every month just on rubber bands to keep the bricks of $100 bills organized. He also estimated that they wrote off approximately 10% of their annual revenue, a staggering $2 billion a year, simply because rats crawled into the walls and ate the banknotes, or the tropical humidity caused the paper to rot and mold. For the Escobar brothers, losing $2 billion wasn't a catastrophe. It was just the cost of doing business when you have more money than the world has places to hide it.
Yo lo único que hacía era hacer caletas para guardar documentación, para guardar dinero. Hubo caletas de $40 millones, de $30 millones.
2. The urine tax of 70 AD. In the year 70 AD, the Roman Emperor Vespasiano faced a bankrupt empire. As one of the measures to try to fix this, he placed a tax on the collection of urine from public latrines. Because urine contains urea, which breaks down into ammonia, the ancient world's version of bleach. Roman laundries actually soaked clothes in aged urine to strip away grease and turn wool togas snow white. When his son, Titus, complained that the tax was disgusting, Vespasiano held a gold coin to his nose and asked if it smelled. Titus said no. The emperor famously replied, "Pecunia non olet." Money does not smell. 3. The man who broke the Barings Bank. In 1995, a 28-year-old trader named Nick Leeson caused the collapse of Barings Bank, the oldest merchant bank in London, which had financed governments and royalty for over 2 centuries. Working in Singapore, he secretly hid massive trading losses inside an account originally meant for minor error corrections. But the losses spiraled out of control, and by the time his deception was uncovered, he had lost £862 million, more than the bank's entire capital, making rescue impossible. His autobiography, Rogue Trader, later revealed how a single unchecked trader was able to bring down one of the most powerful and historic financial institutions in the world.
Yeah, so I lost £862 million through my illegal trading in Singapore, and that caused the collapse of the bank.
4. Dirty money. In 2009, a study led by Dr. Yuegang Zhuo at the University of Massachusetts found that up to 90% of U.S. paper currency carries traces of cocaine. This isn't just from direct use. When bills are processed through high-speed counting machines in banks, the drug particles are whipped into the air, contaminating clean bills. The study, presented at the American Chemical Society, proved that money is literally a vehicle for chemistry. And that's why dirty money isn't always a metaphor. 5. The dinner that changed banking history. Modern financial history changed forever because of a single awkward dinner in 1949. Businessman Frank McNamara was hosting a group of clients at Major's Cabin Grill in New York City. When Frank reached for his wallet and felt nothing but his suit pocket, he had to call his wife, who drove all the way into Manhattan to pay the bill while he sat there, embarrassed, in front of his guests. So he founded the Diners Club in 1950. The club paid the restaurant, and the customer paid the club later. It sparked the plastic revolution. Today, there are over 2.8 billion credit cards in circulation worldwide, all because one man was tired of waiting for his wife to bail him out of a dinner tab. 6. The Tang Dynasty's paper revolution. While Europeans were still clinking heavy gold and silver coins, China was already centuries ahead. In the 7th century, during the Tang Dynasty, merchants began using flying money, paper receipts for deposits, to avoid the risk of robbery while transporting heavy copper coins. As documented by the Guinness World Records, this was the birth of the world's first true paper currency, nearly a millennium before Europe caught up. 7. The 1-ton gold titan. In 2011, to celebrate the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, The Perth Mint in Australia created the world's largest and heaviest gold coin. Made of 99.99% pure gold, it weighs 1 metric ton and is 80 centimeters wide. While it has a legal face value of 1 million Australian dollars, its actual metal value fluctuates with the market, currently worth over 50 million US dollars. It is verified by Guinness World Records as the largest coin ever struck. 8. Monopoly, the world's biggest printer. According to data shared by Hasbro, the company prints approximately $30 billion in Monopoly money every year. For comparison, the U.S. Federal Reserve typically prints between $500 million and $1.5 billion in new physical currency annually. While one is for play and the other for pay, the board game giant technically outprints the world's most powerful central bank in sheer volume of notes. 9. The pig bank, a linguistic accident. In the 15th century, people used a cheap, orange-colored clay called pig to make jars for storing spare change. Because the word sounded exactly like the animal, English potters by the 18th century began molding these pig jars into the shape of actual pigs as a clever visual pun. The Oxford English Dictionary traces this evolution, showing how a simple clay type became the world's most iconic symbol for saving money. 10. The space cache. In 2007, scientists from the National Space Center and the University of Leicester created the QUID, the Quasi-Universal Intergalactic Denomination. The concept was surprisingly serious. If space tourism became common, astronauts and private travelers would need a practical medium of exchange that actually functioned beyond Earth. These futuristic coins were made from space-qualified polymers rather than metal, eliminating sharp edges that could puncture a spacesuit or damage delicate equipment. They were also engineered to withstand zero gravity, extreme temperature shifts, and cosmic radiation, proof that wherever humans go, markets are never far behind. 11. The artist who paid with drawings. Between the 1980s and 2000s, artist J.S.G. Boggs gained fame for his Boggs notes, meticulously hand-drawn, one-sided depictions of real currency. He would present these drawings to pay for meals, hotel rooms, or goods, insisting that the artwork itself was worth the face value printed on it. While he was arrested several times on counterfeiting charges, with incidents documented by the Art Loss Register, he was never convicted, successfully arguing that he was not forging money but transacting art. His performances blurred the line between value, belief, and legality, turning ordinary purchases into philosophical experiments about what money truly represents.
I take them out into the real world and try to spend them, not as counterfeits, but as works of art that ask us about the nature of money.
Which of these stories was the most insane? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.